Well, once again, welcome everyone that's joined the webinar. Thanks for letting us know what part of the United States you're calling in from. We're going to have a fun 45 minutes talking about tantric travel, and it's a sensual and exotic exploration, so fasten your seatbelts. First, let me introduce our hosts for the call. And as you can see from their smiling faces, James and Champagne and Kim and Brad Walker. So first, let's meet Jim and Champagne. If you have not interacted with Jim and Champagne, you've really missed out. They're fun people, they're pioneers of making adult travel dreams come true since 1984. Champagne saw the trend in clothing optional travel happening very early on, and she's pretty much dedicated her life to make sure as many people as possible got to experience the freedom and fun of adult travel. They've been traveling with their clients for over 34 years, 130 countries across the globe. And Jim and Champagne are the co-founders of the Bliss Cruise, which if you've not been on a Bliss Cruise, it is the most fun cruise in the world. It's clothing optional in certain places on the ship. And the vibe and the energy is as much fun as Christmas morning when you were a kid. Alrighty, let's talk about the stars of the show today. Let's have you meet Kim and Brad Walker. These are your tantric experts. They are international speakers. They're passion coaches. If you want to bring more passion into your relationship, they're the folks that you should talk to. They're also best-selling authors. They're featured presenters of Tantra Week at Hedonism 2 in Jamaica for 19 years. So talk about having a wealth of experience, and imagine how many people they've worked with. They've been featured on Channel 2 in the Houston News, the cable show 7 Days of Sex, Self Magazine, and on sexpert.com. And they're the creators of their very own podcast called Real Sex Talk. And where do they offer their passion play shops? Well, they go to conventions and cruises. For example, the Bliss Cruise is one place where you can find Kim and Brad. Hosted locations, for example, if you wanted to have a Tantra workshop, you could call and talk to them about putting that together. And you can find them on tantrichearts.com or in their Houston area studio. They do group, one-on-one, one at a time coaching. So they're your go-to resource for Tantra. So before we get into the good stuff, let's review our brief agenda. So what we're going to talk about is what is Tantra, who does and who doesn't do Tantra, why people love Tantra so much, where you can combine Tantra with travel, which is, of course, the theme of the webinar, so that's very important to cover. And then we'll talk about when these trips are happening and how you can learn more. All right, now we're going to move on. Champagne, you're on.
Okay, let's talk about exploring tantric travel. The goal of the webinar is to let you know that you can have the most fun possible on a tantric travel trip. And with that, you're going to get to meet Brad and Kim in person. They do excellent webinars on site or while on our Bliss Cruise. And it's wonderful to talk to side discussions with them, as well as you can book private sessions when you're with them.
Very cool.
Okay, take it away.
Roberto.
All right, so we're going to kick off just a little bit of a poll. It's only 3 short questions. We just want to know about the level of experience and a little bit about you guys. So let me kick off that poll. And as soon as we're done with the poll, we'll share not your individual answers, but the group answers. So if you would, just take a minute and go ahead and complete that poll.
Why, is that cool or what?
Yeah.
Did you say there were 3 questions, Robert?
I think there are only 3. And thanks, guys. We appreciate you filling out that poll. It's good to see that. Can you imagine if we did that and nobody filled out anything? It'd be like no fun whatsoever. So I appreciate you guys doing that.
Well, it also helps Kim and Brad guide some of the things that they'll talk about. So
Yeah, because I'm sure they customize these talks for every audience. So cool. We got 75% of you all have voted, so that's really nice. We'll probably cut it off in about 10 more seconds. And
yeah, get your answers in.
get your answers in. All right, it looks like we've pretty much got everybody that's going to be able to play. There's 29. All right, I just ended the poll. So let me share the results with you guys.
Awesome.
So as you can see, almost 60% of the people had no experience. They're interested. 24% are newbies, 14% are learning, and just one person is pretty experienced. So thank you for sharing that. You have 29% of the people, excuse me, nobody is a single female. We have 2 single males, and the majority are couples. And then the age range.
Can you scroll down?
Scroll down, Brad.
Yep.
Okay.
As you can see, in the 20 to 35%, it's 10%. 21% are 35 to 50, 38% are 50 to 60, and 24% are over 60, which I think comes in pretty nicely to your one of the things we talk about, which is when we get to it, which is who's this for? And I won't steal your thunder, but we'll answer that question.
All right.
Excellent.
Take it away. Kim.
All right.
Hi, hello everybody. So Tantra, what is Tantra? Tantra is an all-inclusive philosophy that basic philosophy is finding joy in everything you do.
Bigger and better orgasms.
Whether it's cooking a meal with your beloved, working in the garden, or like Brad said, bigger and better orgasms.
Or connection, you know, sensuality, sensitivity.
Mm-hmm. It's a place where you can, with Tantra, we relax the body, we expand the mind, and then we also have open the heart so that you have a deep connection with your partner, and it brings more passion and intimacy in your relationship. So it's not just that, it's also the tease me and please me techniques. And but one of the questions is, you know, who does Tantra?
Oh. Yeah.
Who does Tantra?
Who does Tantra?
Well, I heard the neighbors are doing it.
Yeah, we've heard the neighbors doing it a lot lately.
Yeah, one of the...
Better, you should ask who doesn't do Tantra, right?
Right. There's people from all walks of life that do Tantra. From 21 to 84 have been our clients in our classes. So it's everybody who wants to have a sensual relationship with themselves or with their partner.
Or anybody wanting to attract a mate, any singles who are wanting to attract the perfect mate. Tantra is awesome for that. Really center and get connected with yourself, and you find that relationship, right?
Yes. So it's so cool that our oldest client was 84 years old, and she had a 60-year-old husband, and he was very happy.
Quite delighted with the results.
Yes. So why do people love Tantra? Well, Tantra, of course, you know, it's all about, it has a lot of with bigger and better O's, and manifesting your dreams and desires, using that sexual energy to manifest positive realities in your life. We've used it to manifest a new car, new house.
Wonderful dream vacations.
Trips to hedonism. We've also used the tantric techniques to heal relationships. I remember after my daughter was born, I was having some issues and wasn't able to really orgasm as well as I really wanted to. And with the goddess spot techniques, I was able to gain that that connection
Oh,
and that intimacy
reconnect.
again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So yes, it can definitely heal the relationships. We've been married, what, 25 years now. And there are times in your life that, you know, it gets a little rocky. And Tantra is a great way
It's a bridge.
in healthy relationships, definitely.
It can also be quite transformational. And as we all know, good sex is good for good health overall.
Mhm.
Immune system boost. It does so much for all the organ systems.
It keeps you young.
Absolutely.
You're what, 94?
I did just turn the big 6-0, so
Yeah.
I attribute it to good sex and lots of it.
Yes. People love
And well
Tantra
connected.
because it feels great. It gives you a sense of freedom, and it is transformational. So it enhances your lovemaking, and like Brad said, it improves your health and wellness. So Brad, tell me about the Tantra travel.
Kim and I have been teaching Tantra in Jamaica at Hedonism 2 Resorts through Castaways Travel for 19 years now. Thank you, Jameson Champagne. They'll be joining us in a little bit to tell you how you get involved either on one of the cruises or the trips to Jamaica. We have some that have special themes, like in May, there's Goddess Week, and what's some of the others?
It's Tantric week. Each week that we go in there, you can switch the slide and I can talk about some of our classes.
So we'll explain in a minute. Kim will explain the different group play shops that we offer both at the resort and on Bliss Cruise, and then how you can connect with us with private play shops if you desire.
Yeah, and the private play shops, we can do those online or in our Houston-based studio. So the Tantric Hearts Play Shops, I get the pleasure of being able to share with you all about our Tantric Hearts Play Shops. So we have 6 major sessions. And the first one we typically do is called Drive You Wild with Desire. And it's a sensory play where you go through each one of the senses one at a time: sound, smell, taste, and touch. And it ends with a sensual explosion. It is so much fun. We use chocolates and feathers and all kinds of taste sensations.
Aromas, yeah,
and
all the
aromas.
senses are brought into play. And guys, wow, you don't want to miss that one. It sets the whole week, the tone for the whole week.
Definitely. And then the next session we have is called Happy Clit and G-Spot Massage. So ladies, it's all about you, all about your pleasure, all about your healing, whatever you are needing in that moment. And then Brad's favorite, of course, is Charm His Snake, which is multiple male orgasms. So we call it snake charming because the guys, they always have their snake with them. And of course the ladies, we have the charm. So, and no reptiles are harmed. Then we have what's called the Gushing Goddess. This is the one where we teach the ladies how to be ejaculatory. I think it is very empowering for the female to be able to do this for herself. So that's what we do in the Gushing Goddess.
So you learn a little bit about the anatomy and physiology, but also about, you know, the technique, how to control it. So if you have been freely ejaculatory and you want more control over that, it's a great session. This is my second favorite.
Okay, so this next one is called Dance Tease. And so what I do is I teach a floor and pole and chair routine, yes, to the ladies. And guys, you know, they go with Brad while we learn the routine, and then we bring the guys back, and they're our guinea pigs. We get to practice on them, and they don't mind being practiced on at all. And then our last class for the week is Love Secrets of the Kama Sutra. So there's about 252 positions of the Kama Sutra, but we go through about 15,
30, maybe.
and show you how to get in and out of the positions without falling out, falling off the bed, or getting a toe in the eye.
Judicious use of pillows to help guys in their later years with knee and back issues like I have. So, you know, a lot of
great techniques and tips of how to.
About the angles and how to maximize both pleasure and safety.
Yes. Okay, switch.
Oh, slide control. Oh, here we are. Private play shops, whether you're on board or on the resort, you can also schedule with us. Private play shops. Limited number of slots are available. Just contact us. It'll be clear when you register for any of those events, how to do that. And
What's so great about doing a private session is that it's personalized specifically for you and what your needs are.
Can be one-on-one or two-on-two or one-on-two or two-on-one. So, and you can connect with us at tantrichearts.com.
Yes.
James.
Oops.
Is he there?
I think yeah, we have an audio issue with James.
Okay, so Champagne, would you like to talk about the trip schedule then?
All right. Yeah. In fact, Jim, if you want to come in here. So coming up quickly in a way, Bliss Cruise is November, and then we have a hedonism group. Here, I'm going to let Jim continue because this is his pride and joy.
All right.
There.
We're back. We're back.
All right, here.
Can you all hear us?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yes, we can.
What I was going to say is the relationship with Kim and Brad started years ago at Hedonism. That's out in Jamaica. It's a big resort for adults only, all inclusive, for singles and couples. If you're breathing and you're over 21, you're a candidate to go. It's a theme night every night. There's plenty to do. You can watch what happened, wonder what happened, or make things happen. So it's a big resort. It's a fun place. There's something going all the time. And that's how we started out with them years and years ago. And they have those classes that Kim just mentioned from, I guess, Sunday through Friday, about an hour a day, and they go through that same agenda. And the fun part about it is those are voluntary and they don't cost anything. We 3 or 4 years ago obviously helped establish Bliss Cruise and invited them to be on the cruise with us. So we co-sponsor their sessions and so forth, as well as some of their highlights and so forth. And you can sign up when you get on board for all their classes or one of their classes or whatever. I do know if they offer a package of classes and you do all of them, you have a chance for a discount as well. But those trips that you see there are opportunities for you to join us through Castaways Travel, and those trips will feature the workshops and play shops by Kim and Brad. So the other question is, well, where do you find out more information? Well, if you go to castawaystravel.com, in the top menu, there is a section right in the middle of the menu underneath our logo that says Group Trips. All you have to do is click on that menu item, and it opens up all kinds of group trips, including the Bliss Cruises as well as the Hedonism Cruises, the Hedonism classes and so forth. So next slide, we'll go from there.
Okay, here we are at the Q&A already. Did we have any Q&As come in?
We didn't. I just put it out as another request. But so if you guys get a chance, if you put in some of the questions that you have for Kim and Brad, now's a great time to ask them. But I was usually at this part of the session, Kim, I kind of ask you, like, what are some of the most frequent questions that you get?
Well, one of them is, do I have to have be like a yogi and have a lot of stamina, to do this tantra? And no, you don't. It's wherever you are at, and you can come and do these classes. So anybody, a beginner, anybody can come.
Yeah, I like that.
Anybody can come.
And somebody's asking a question and they raise their hand. I think I can allow them to speak. Is that all right with you guys? And they can ask a question. So Gary and Terry, can you hear us and can you ask your question? Apparently, another.
Yeah. So is there a cost for the classes is the question.
On the cruise, not,
Yes.
there is not on the
Not on the
Hito
Hito.
trips. They're included. In fact, if you
They're
book with Castaways, you also have a complimentary special event on, what is that?
Later.
Usually Thursday night.
At Hito.
Yes.
Okay.
And all of
Monday.
the events are complimentary. Oh, it's Monday.
Yeah, it's by invitation only. You have to book it through Castaways for this class.
That's correct.
Yes.
Right. And someone else asked, in the class sessions, do we get to play? Do we get to actually do Tantra?
Yeah, they're hands-on and hands-in play shops, if you will.
It's
So
always at your comfort level.
Exactly. It's at the comfort level of the goddess.
Is this like adult show and tell?
It could be. So it's educational and, like Brad said, hands-on, hands-in.
And very honorable. We treat the subject with a little bit of humor, a lot of professionalism. At the same time, we make it fun so that you have some exercises to take back to your room or to the beach or to the hot tub or wherever you want to
Explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my experience, Robert and I did some Tantra workshops in the past, is this really is at the woman is dictating the speed and the direction. And so it's always about me being able to stay in my body and stay comfortable with it. And you're really focusing all your love and all your passion and all your intimacy onto your partner, and then they onto you. And it's just an amazing experience.
Yes,
Absolutely.
It's very important that the woman feels safe and secure. And it brings you into that present moment where you can experience more joy, more peace, more passion, more intimacy in your relationship.
I have a question.
Yes.
And how do you get past being self-conscious and introverted in a situation like that where you have more than one or two couples around?
Well, for one, you're at whatever level of dress or undress you're comfortable with, regardless of what the resort allows. In our classes, you should remain comfortable. So if you want to stay clothed, that's fine. If you want to drape yourself with your towel or whatever, if you want to wait and take the
If you want
hands-on
to have
part to
layers.
your room and just stay for the educational preliminary part, and then when we get into kind of the hands-on, you take it back to your room. That's fine too. So whatever you're comfortable with.
Do you see most people evolve into the hands-on?
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, the first, tell the story about our first trip to Hito. And,
Oh, yeah. So I was a little apprehensive at first when we first went to Hito. And I was telling Brad, no, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And once we got there, we saw how comfortable everybody else was in their skin. Yeah. And so we went over to the nude side, and we're sitting in the hot tub, and we're talking with everybody and joking around and having a great time.
3 hours later,
we look at each other, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're nude. And we don't even realize it.
Yeah,
we're just having fun.
Hanging out and having a conversation with new friends at the bar. It was a swim-up bar and a nude swim-up bar, but that just
the facade of the clothes went away,
yeah.
And you just got to be so natural and free. And
I think a lot of people's pretenses disappear with their clothing. You know, they're more themselves.
Nothing to hide.
Right. Mm-hmm. Nothing to hide behind, nothing to hide.
Brad, would you advance to the next slide while we're chatting so people can see we're going to dangle the carrot?
Okay.
So are there any other questions? Anything that's... somebody asked, is this about swinging?
No, it is not about swinging. It's all, whether you're a nudist or a lifestyler or regular, what we call vanilla sometimes. It's all.
Yeah.
It's
Tantra is about your connection with your partner. Now, that can be a very deep and intimate spiritual connection with a committed life partner. It can be a very pleasurable, temporary commitment to a play partner. Whatever you're comfortable with in your relationship, Tantra can be a part of it and make it more joyful and more intense.
Mm-hmm. And intense.
Well, if we don't have any more questions, then let's talk about 2 special offers if you book any of these trips with Castaway Travel. Take it away, Champagne.
Well, we're going to put together a goodie bag for anyone who attends this webinar and books a trip with us. We have a Ladies Beach cover-up. It also doubles as a cover-up with a pair of tights and a belt and a colored little tee top. And then we have some lip balm and a booty bag, a body bag, a fun bag, and a koozie so that you can keep your drinks cold. But
Kim loves the cover up. Kim loves the cover up.
Yes, I
Did
do.
you design that, Champagne?
I love it.
yes, it took me
favorite.
2 years. It took me 2 years to do that. But it's very important that I wanted it to have a double purpose. It is not just for the beach with nothing on underneath it. That's why I say I've worn it with tights and a belt and a red colored top that you can see through it, and wore it to work. So I wanted to, if you want to go out and do something different for dinner or something, you know, you can use it then too.
It's very diaphanous, and you can have nothing under it and be a little mysterious, or you can have, you know, something else under it.
You
But
can wear it off your shoulder. It's
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Versatile, yes.
We do have a couple more questions. Anything more about so Champagne, this is over $100 value, but they do have to book one of the trips with Castaway Travel to get this.
Right. And if you haven't had a chance to work with us, we look forward to helping you for your next travel experience.
And there,
Go ahead.
if somebody watches the recording, they still are eligible for this gift and the one from Kim and Brad. So they don't have to be live on the webinar, right?
I guess they would obviously have to mention the webinar, or we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. That's all it takes to be a winner.
All right. And Jim, maybe you'd answer Tom's question. Are there 60 plus age persons at Hedonism, or mostly younger people?
I've picked up only half of it. Repeat, please.
Tom is asking, are there 60 plus age persons at Hedonism, or is it mostly younger people?
If you're breathing and over 21 and you're still alive, you'll find people at Hedonism. We started going 30 years ago when we looked like teenagers, and now you can see what we look like, and we're still going. So it's something for everybody. I would say if you put a gun to my head, probably during the summertime, it's a little bit younger crowd because it's a little bit cheaper to go. High season, it's a little more mature crowd, but please understand the range goes from 21 all the way to seniors and Social Security people. So
Wow.
it's everybody. I would say probably the most predominant age range would be probably 35 to 55, sometimes 60 to 70, sometimes earlier, younger groups. So a few times there are younger folks that are invited to a younger person's week. It's called that way, or it's a singles week or something like that. So you'll have a mix of people. With 25 or 30 groups that we do to Hedonism every year, you have a choice of a number of different demographics you can choose from and level of participation. So that's what we're here for, is to help you design the time to go and the kind of group you're looking for. Thank you.
And we have a question from someone that's booked on the Bliss Cruise, and they wonder if they qualify for the travel kit.
Well, of course.
Of course. I knew that.
If they book through us.
So Rhonda, did you book through Castaways Travel? Let's see. So I'll ask her. Let's see.
Good. We'll take care of that.
She thinks she
Yeah,
did. But she's gonna check.
We've been going for 20 years and love it too. It's again, the same experience. Age ranges from the 20s to the 80s, and in their 20s to their 80s, and everybody is so respectful. That's what we love about it.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure to, jump into any particular lifestyle or group or anything like that. Everybody's very respectful.
Very respectful, very appreciative. Everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
I will say with hedonism, for example, with 280 rooms, you have over 500 people to select from. You'll find somebody compatible. On the cruises, you'll have 2,000 to 4,000 fun-loving adults on that. And obviously, you can find plenty of folks there to play with.
And, we went on the Bliss Cruise a few years back. I think one of the first ones, maybe it was couples, but we didn't know what to expect, really. And a lot of people are there just for the stimulation, the vibe, the energy to really have fun and play with their partner. They're just there for, the whole experience, and not necessarily looking to make new friends or connections.
That's
right. There is no expectations.
That's the same with us. We use that sensual energy to enhance our own relationship.
Absolutely.
Glenn asks, is it too early to book a private shop?
No.
Which, if it's at Hedo, let us know.
For Bliss Cruise, we can answer that one offline, and the answer is no either way. It's not too early.
Well, at Bliss Cruise, we have to wait till they get on ship.
But we can take
a private
note of his interest in a private. That's not a problem.
All right, and again, if that's addressed to Kim and Brad, up on their website or Tantric Travel, you'll see it on the next slide.
There we go.
There you go.
So, Kim?
So the Tantra Travel bonus is that the first 10 people on the Bliss Cruise, or 10 couples that book all of our sessions, get to join us in this tantric dining ritual. And it's a group of 10 couples, and we're going to have sexy conversations. We're going to have tantalizing taste sensations. Brad's got a great surprise for y'all. And it's just a dining adventure that you will cherish for a lifetime. So that's what we have for our bonus and on the Bliss Cruise. Now at Hedonism, if you book through Castaways Travel, then on the Monday night, we have this dining ritual with the Castaways group at the Pastafaris, and we do the same thing. It is so much fun, and it is priceless.
She's being very secretive about the details, but it's so fabulous. We get great reviews from all the couples that ever have attended it.
Yes.
Cool. Sounded delicious.
It is. And fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot of fun.
Do you get to eat it all?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
and a finale.
Yeah. A great dessert. A great way to serve dessert. Don't just leave it at that.
Glenn, let's see, Glenn, I'm not sure we've answered your question, but just, see if you can answer the one I asked you back so we can be clear, so we don't sign off without answering your question.
And then,
and Steve's saying, Stephen Ross says, he's thinking nude sushi table thing would be cool.
Yeah. There's what is it? Human Sunday for dessert.
There you go.
The possibilities are endless. I like where you're thinking, Steve.
Oh, I'm thinking that would be a surprise thing. Yeah, definitely. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so tomorrow we have everybody's email address. Obviously, we gave them to us to sign up for the webinar, and you will get a copy of the webinar slides via email. By all means, if you don't get it, let us know, and we will make sure you've got it. Share with your friends. Who do you want to bring with you on these fabulous trips? And contact Kim or Champagne if you've already booked on the Bliss Cruise and you're looking for your goodie bag. Right?
next slide.
Oh, we have another question. Heaven's sakes.
Okay.
I don't think we got Glenn's question sorted out. But
One
we'll,
more question.
Oh, well, there's another question.
no, I'm just waiting for him to come back to me so I know exactly what he's asking. Okay, Champagne.
Do you want us to mention any of this?
Sure.
Real quick. Castaways is a division of Fox Travel, and we've been around since 1984. We do the typical airline tickets. We can handle insurance. We can do all kinds of hotels. We are also affiliated with American Express. And for those that have an American Express card, not a co-branded card, we have special travel offers that we can give you. Plus, you can use your membership reward points to pay for your trips to Hedo or on a Bliss cruise. So one more thing too, a couple of years ago, we do recognize our military and first responders. They do absolutely fantastic jobs to keep us safe. And if you provide us with your DD-214, any kind of active ID or the first responder ID, we have a discount based on how long you're booking and where you're booking that we will share with you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to add something too, that we have a separate staff for Castaways, a separate staff for the Bliss, and a separate staff for Fox Travel. Each one of them are trained differently, and our Fox Travel people are capable of putting virtually any kind of custom designed vacation or cruise together for you. I'm continually amazed. I've never seen these ladies stumped at a quest for doing something. So they're extremely competent, and we would invite you to consider that as well if you're looking for a family reunion or just to get away on a conventional cruise or resort. Obviously, we're here to do that as well.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And the website is foxtravel.net.
Correct.
Okay. Very good. Oh, we got another question.
And castawaystravel.com, right?
Right.
Yep, castawaystravel.com. I thought we had another question, but
And somebody needs to say tantrichearts.com.
Tantrichearts.com. And email is info@tantrichearts.com.
okay. So Glenn got his question answered. Yay! He's booked with Castaways for the January Hedo trip. Good man.
Oh, sweet. We
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah. And is there one more slide?
There is just the end.
And there you are, groping each other's bottoms.
Yes.
Thank you for your end, baby.
Yes.
I really like your end.
Thanks.
All
I
right.
like your end too.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And
Thank you.
more about Tantra, follow up with Castaways or with Tantric Hearts. If you have any
Namaste.